So let us start. So we can start with the differential equations, ordinary differential equations. The first thing is actually the formation of the differential equation. The second one is solution to first order and first degree. And then third one is first order, second higher degree. Differential equations. The next one is higher order differential equations. Higher order differential equation. So in this actually we will be solving the linear and reducible to linear. Right. So these are the brief parts of the entire topic, right? So in this actually I'll just briefly introduce this formation of the differential equation, and then actually the solution of the first order and first degree differential equations. If you notice, there are multiple parts in it. So in this actually there are four different categories we can think of. One is the variables are separables. The next one is the homogeneous equations. The next one is the exact differential equations. And then the last one is the linear first order. First order linear differential equation, to be specific, the Leibniz equation, right? I think so. Sachar actually has described about the exact differential equations to a greater extent, and then actually the linear differential equations also actually I think he covered it, and rest of the things actually I will be covering it. Is this true? Right? So in that actually what I will do is actually I will take briefly the formation of the differential equation. I will take one problem so that actually it gives an idea, and then actually it will be the starting point of ours. And then actually the variables are separables, I will cover it. The homogeneous equations I will cover it, and then exact and linear actually I will left it, and then actually we will go to the higher order differential equations on higher degree differential equations from then onwards, right? So in this actually the formation of the differential equations, I take only one problem. The formation of the differential equation. So in the formation of the differential equation, right, there are two different ways actually we will be forming the differential equations. One is by eliminating the arbitrary constant. The second one is from the physical statements. From the physical statements. And so here actually these physical statements are actually most common in physics actually. So suppose actually if I give the statement like this, suppose if the acceleration is always proportional to the displacement and is in opposite direction to the displacement, then that statement what it states is that this acceleration is nothing but d square x by dt square is proportional to displacement x and is in the opposite direction. So this is the physical statement. Now from this actually we can make out d square x by dt square is equal to minus k times of x, and this is nothing but the differential equation. So this is the differential equation. So this actually we just framed based on the physical scenario and then actually from there actually we were able to frame the differential equation, and then the solution of it will give the relation between the x and t. This is one way of expressing the differential equation. And also actually if you take the Newton's law of cooling, what it states is the rate of heat transfer, which is nothing but dq by dt, is always proportional to the temperature difference. So T2 minus T1. That means dq by dt can be equal to k times of T2 minus T1. And this is from the physical statement of Newton's Cooling's law. We formed the differential equation here. So these are all the simpler differential equations, but most powerful differential equations, because these are the ones which actually solve most of the day-to-day life physics problems. Now coming to our methodology of forming the differential equation by eliminating the arbitrary constant. Suppose if I take any particular equation, let us take this statement, let us say, form the differential equation of all the circles. Form the differential equation of all the circles with center at h comma k and having a constant radius of a. Now this is the statement. Now here actually, whenever we were talking about the differential equation, so this always represents the family of. So here actually a differential equation always represents a family of curves. Right? So the family of curves actually we are trying to represent it. This family of curves actually obviously it involves arbitrary constants. Why? Because family meaning multiple curves. Now multiple curves actually comes if you are able to change the values of certain parameters. Those parameters are called as the arbitrary constant. So here actually, suppose if I frame the equation for the above statement, x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to a square. From this actually, this is the plain constant. Because actually, he states that actually the family of curves which are having a constant radius of a, but the location of the center is located at different places. Meaning, suppose I can have a circle here, I can have a circle here, and I can have a circle here, or I can have a circle here. But for all these circles, actually the radius is same. So the radius is same, and here actually this is the radius. So as the radius is constant, hence this has to be called as the plane constant. This plane constant can be there in the differential equation. That is the meaning of it. Can be there in the differential equation. But the arbitrary constants are the ones actually which are nothing but the parameters which you are going to change it, and those changes actually will reflect to different curves. Each change corresponds to a different curve. So hence actually whenever we were talking about the family of the curves, so all the family of the curves actually needs to be replaced by a differential equation by eliminating the arbitrary constant.